Scene number 9. The Training. Neo meets Tank and learns that Tank was born in Zion and not the Matrix world. Tank represents an angel. The duties of an angel include guarding and ministering to the saints, just as Tank will oversee Matrix missions from the hovercraft control center and administer training to Neo. As Paul says, all of them are spirits on a divine mission, sent to serve those who are about to inherit salvation. Tank describes Zion. If the war was over tomorrow, Zion's where the party would be. Zion represents the new heaven, the new earth, and the new city of Jerusalem, to be inherited by the saints. It will indeed be a beautiful setting, full of victorious celebration. Tank immediately gives Neo combat training. A new Christian should immediately begin training for his mission, including training for spiritual warfare. Tank cybertrains Neo with a series of martial art discs. The discs are analogous to the scriptures, which are key to equipping the believer. Neo says, "I know Kung Fu." Morpheus demands, "Show me." Knowledge is meaningless unless it is applied to daily life. It isn't enough to know. You must show by what you do. As James says, just as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without actions is also dead. Morpheus spars with Neo in a simulated Matrix environment so that he may teach Neo to operate by the truth instead of what he sees according to the real Matrix. Morpheus warns Neo, "Your weakness is not your technique." After Morpheus wins the spar, he asks Neo, "Do you believe that me being stronger or faster has anything to do with my muscles in this place?" The truth is that the Matrix is simply a simulation. Neo's ability in that simulation is limited merely by his belief, not by his simulated abilities. A Christian must learn to live by faith, not by sight. Just as this is Neo's challenge throughout the film, this is also a central scriptural theme for the life of a Christian. The physical senses lie, giving false limits because physical senses cannot account for spiritual beings and influences. A Christian's abundance or lack of natural abilities and assets, whether it be education, wealth, intelligence, looks, strength, wit, charm, influence, etc., do not limit him. God can infinitely exceed those things, pouring his strength out where a Christian is weak. As Jesus tells Paul, "My grace is all you need, because my power is perfected in weakness." God controls reality. Therefore, he can empower Christians to overcome any situation. A Christian's competence and confidence both come from God. As Paul says, "We are not qualified to claim that anything comes from us. Rather, our credentials come from God." The natural abilities where a Christian is strongest are his greatest difficulty, because he tends to rely on them instead of God, and is therefore bounded by them until he walks by faith. After Tank trains Neo, notice that Neo was a master of all martial arts, yet he lost a simple spar with Morpheus, because he trusted his perceived abilities according to the Matrix world. But as we shall see near the end of the film, when Neo walks by faith in the truth, he effortlessly defeats an agent with one hand behind his back. Morpheus tells Neo, "You're faster than this. Don't think you are. Know you are. Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me." The Christian must realize that God is not asking him to pretend he is changed and empowered by God, but to know it and act accordingly. We know that our old natures were crucified with him, so that our sin-laden bodies might be rendered powerless, and we might no longer be slaves to sin. Morpheus tells Neo, "You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief." Morpheus wants to free Neo's mind from the rules of the false matrix that should not bind him. Fear, doubt, and disbelief are the chains that cause a Christian to walk only by natural abilities, or give up altogether. A Christian must break these chains by the power of constant faith in God to have freedom in God's unlimited power over any obstacle. With the eyes of your hearts enlightened, you will know the confidence that is produced by God having called you, the rich glory that is his inheritance among the saints, and the unlimited greatness of his power for us who believe, according to the working of his mighty strength. After Neo fails to jump from tower to tower, Cypher scoffs, "Everybody falls the first time." A Christian will make mistakes as he matures. He must learn to keep trying, because God's grace has covered his mistakes through Christ's blood. Neo fell, but he got up and kept going. The difference between a righteous man and a sinful man is not in that they fall down, but that only the righteous man gets up. For though a righteous man falls 7 times, he will rise again, but the wicked stumble into calamity. When Neo exits the training program, he touches his cut lip and finds blood. Morpheus tells him the mind makes it real. Satan's great weapon is the lie. If the Christian believes, lies, and acts accordingly, he can be hurt. Morpheus tells Neo, the body cannot live without the mind. As Paul says, continually be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may be able to determine what God's will is, what is proper, pleasing, and perfect.